Ugh. Well, hello, good evening, and bollocks, and a very warm, wibbly wobbly, willy waving welcome to. Is it Wednesday? Oh, it is. That's handy. Because that is alliterative, darlings. A very warm, wibbly wobbly, willy waving welcome to Wednesday Night Live. And it is my unconfined joy to be here with you again for this live stream. This live stream is sponsored by the word guff. Have you guffed? Try it. You might like it. Oh, yes. And we're going to wave away Wednesday. We're going to welcome in Thursday. And we're going to have a jolly good old chat about this, that, and quite possibly the other. It has happened before. You never know, do you? And we're going to keep going until midnight or whenever. And all the normal stuff, darlings, all of the normal stuff. How has your day been? I trust you're all keeping safe and warm. We all need to know what you've been eating, please, all of your food news. And how are you feeling today? Are you all right? You can leave a note on a voice note on the community portable electric telephone. The Hedgehog of Truth is on hand should you wish to ask a Hedgehog of Truth question, which would then have to be answered fully, frankly, completely, and honestly by me, myself, and I. Sean's box is over there and ready for a damn good pounding. Now then, on the subject of the lovely Sean. Got some really lovely feedback from people about that telephone call last night, saying that it was interesting. Smaller YouTubers saying that it was very helpful. Now, after the live stream last night, Sean called me, and as we do, we ended up talking for hours into the wee small hours, uh, putting the world to rights, having a good old gossip, telling each other juicy secrets. But we both said that it would be a good idea to put something together um, in terms of offering some genuine advice to people who are trying to advance their YouTube channels, but doing it from a variety of standpoints. So, having Sean, who has been doing YouTube for a long time, he's got a very successful channel now. Me, who's relatively new, relatively small, but I've learned from my mistakes. I've learned a few bits of what works, what doesn't, a few ideas of how you can improve yourself. Maybe somebody who is like really, really new. Sean actually suggested Carol Ann because she's quite a standout in that she's done remarkably well in a very short period of time, and maybe somebody who's struggling with it, who's not growing at the rate that they would like to, who's finding it difficult and kind of doesn't know why. Maybe we could figure something out. Do it via phone, perhaps do it on a live stream basis. Um, I would be well and truly up for doing that. I think Sean would be too. So let me know if there would be any interest in that sort of thing, and we will see what we can make happen. Now then, darlings, I am going to get wellied into this wine. That there's not going to be a wine gasm tonight, darlings. We're back on the cheap stuff. It had to happen one day. The the offer is still on, but in order to get the offer, you've got to buy 6 bottles, and I didn't have the money to buy 6 bottles. So we're on the cheap stuff, darlings. But nonetheless, the consequences of said cheap stuff will no doubt be of great charm and delight. And I want to have a good old gulp of it. And then I'm going to wade into your comments, which are, might I remind you, the meat and potatoes of this Caesar salad of a live stream. Now then, cheers, your very good health. Bottoms up yours, and above all, and I mean this tenderly, get stuffed. Is it? Oh, Oh, hang on, there is a bit. There is a bit. It's honestly after a couple of weeks of drinking the. Oh, that's not bad. There's a bit of something there. Oh, getting a bit of a shudder, getting a bit of a shimmy in my shoulders. After a couple of weeks of drinking the good stuff, honestly, it's like drinking flavored water. But it's by no means unpleasant, darlings. It's by no means unpleasant. And I don't mean to sound ungrateful. I'm very grateful for this wine. Yeah, it's perfectly inoffensive. It's actually a very reasonable glass of dry splosh. It's a Rioja Blanco, um, but there is a hugely discernible difference between the bog basic stuff and the Saints Bog taste the different stuff. But there we are. There we are. What I should do, I should stop having the nice stuff. I should just drink this, even when the nice stuff is on offer and is almost the same price or the same price. And then I won't get the I'm getting the glow in the bread basket, darlings. Ah, ah. I reckon 4 or 5 bottles of this will do the trick nicely. Hmm. Right, let's get ready to get into your news, shall we? Oh, I'm so excited I could crush a grated carrot. First cab off the rank tonight, somewhat unusually, was our very own Emma Lemon, who says, well, look at little old me coming first. Wine burp. Hiccup. Live stream, tickle in throat. Anything else you want to throw at me, Boaty? Another hiccup, thank you. Thank you very much. What an absolute pleasure this is, goes on the M11. Good evening, Boaty and Boggs. Hope we're all keeping warm. Oh, I'm looking for it. In fact, I'm going to just check the bloody weather because I haven't looked and I want to see when this cold spell is ending. Because, I'm quite looking forward to it not being here anymore. Hold on, let's have a look. Oh, God, -4 tonight. Oh, it's still going to be cold tomorrow, -1. Oh, but then Saturday and Sunday, 10 degrees and 14 degrees, darlings. Although it is going to hose it down with, oh God, snow. Snow early on Saturday morning. Snow through until 9 o'clock Saturday morning. Then it turns to rain. And Saturday morning starts out at 0 degrees. But then by 6 o'clock Saturday night, it's going to be 10 degrees. And then Sunday is going to be 14 degrees. Oh, well, that's all very nice, isn't it? Right, so tomorrow's going to be sunny but cold. It's going to be around 0 during the day here. Friday's going to be a bit warmer, sort of 2, 3, maybe 4 degrees. Well, okay. But the weekend's going to be nice. Well, it's not. It's going to be pissing down, but at least it's not going to be cold. So that's a blessing. Oh, first bit of news to tell you. I was supposed to be going to swap the cars over, or potentially do the car swap thing tomorrow. Not happening. It's been postponed. The chap had to cover somebody at work. He's got to go to work. He offered Friday or Wednesday. I don't want to do Friday. Couple of reasons. The weather's been so bad today, again, so cold, that I still haven't cleaned up Windsor Davis. I haven't even got the paperwork properly sorted for Windsor Davis. And Friday would be a bit of a rush with getting to the restaurant. So I'm going to arrange to do it next Wednesday. And that'll give me plenty of time to get everything sorted. Wednesday can be a nice, relaxed day to go and get new car and to hand over Windsor Davis to what I understand and believe is going to be a very good new home for him. So that took the pressure off the day, because I woke up this morning, looked out and thought, how the hell am I going to clean the car? So yeah, so that's that. So not happening this week, it'll happen next week. Also, I didn't think about this, but I've got to drive to Leeds. So that means I've got to put petrol in Windsor Davis to get to Leeds, and then petrol in Newcar to get back from Leeds. And actually, I wouldn't have had the money to do it tomorrow, and I haven't got the money to do it on Friday. But by next Wednesday, should be okay, hopefully. Peter P is with us. Good evening, Boaty and Boggs. Paulie Galtieri is here. Evening, Boaty. Hope you've had a good day. Not too bad, Paulie. Hope yours has been okay. Bonsoir, la boat, says Lord Stiff Upper Lip, and bonsoir to you. Carol C says, hello to all the community. Hope you've had a good day, and I hope Boaty's journey to work was okay tonight. Right, I can tell you that you've got another driving to work video tomorrow, I'm afraid, because I suspected that tonight might be worse than last night. And guess what? It was. There was some carnage. The reason I thought that was because we've not had a thaw. It's frozen. Kind of some of the snow has melted a bit because we have had really good sunshine today. But then it was so cold that it's kind of melted, and then the water is just frozen. And honestly, it is so treacherous underfoot and on the roads. And I thought tonight could be bloody carnage. There was a really interesting light in the sky when I was going to work. I haven't done anything today. I started doing all of the paperwork on the Peugeot. I haven't filed that on Officer Crabtree. So I started doing that. I had a bit of lunch. What did I have today? Oh, I had soup. Oh, I was so good today. I'm keeping this thing up, darlings, as the bishop said to the actress. I just had a little bowl of soup for my lunch today. That's all I had. And just one slice of toast for breakfast. Honestly, I can feel the weight falling off me. But I haven't done anything film worthy. And I wasn't going to do a video today. I just thought, sod it. I'll have a day off. I haven't done anything. But then I thought about the journey to work, and I thought, I bet you there's going to be some shenanigans. And so I filmed it just in case. And there were shenanigans. So there you go. You've got another driving to work video. I'll make it a bit shorter. Yeah, Carol, I got there and I got back unscathed, but it was properly dodgy tonight. You'll see why in the video. There was a section of road, and those of you that watch my videos closely will guess which section of road. And it was just completely frozen. It was just sheet ice. And there were vehicles that had just lost forward motion, and they were just stranded, slithering around. And so it really was a bit tricky woo, because the problem is when you've got, do you know what? I might put it on as a premiere tomorrow so we can all watch it together. That might be fun. I enjoyed doing that the last time I did it. I might not though, so I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so when you've got the vehicles that are just stuck, and they're not parked, they're just in the way. So I'm trying to maintain traction, maintain forward motion, getting up this damn hill. and I'm having to try and navigate around these stranded vehicles, driving off the road. It was, yeah, it was all a bit. There was a bit of jeopardy there, darlings. But thank you, Carol. I'm fine. And Carol goes on and says, I was the first to like. You were, I noticed. 13 people have followed you. Please thumb that like and subscribe button. And Carol had a lovely evening walking around her local market town looking at the Christmas lights, Christmas tree, shop windows displays. And she followed that by a delicious buffalo burger, chips, and side salad, plus a large glass of red wine from Weatherspoons. Good Lord, something delicious from Weatherspoons. Who knew that was a possibility? Peter P says dinner today was dry-aged beef Oh God, Dinner today was dry-aged beef sirloin with Café de Paris butter. Oh, red wine sauce, grilled vegetables, and country-style fries. God, that sounds fabulous. Andrew Buttigieg joined us and greeted everybody by name, as he always does. Matron is here, the Greenwood. Good evening, all. I see Emma has had the pleasure of coming first tonight, a lady's prerogative. And I think we know what Matron's talking about there, don't we? Everyone is keeping their cockles warm, I hope, says the lovely Andrew Buttigieg, who we used to know and love as Ivor Spotty Butty, and in our hearts still do. Here we are again for it all, says Carol C. Indeed. Paulie Galtieri says good evening to everybody. Oh, Barry's here, that guy from SETI Alpha 5. Hello, all. It's a treat to be here. Well, it's a treat for us to have you. Simone is with us, hooked on classics, who says, Hi, Boaty. I just watched your drive in the snow. Thank you, Simone. I appreciate it. Bad Books is here. Good evening, all, he says. Paulie Galtieri says, cleaning the clagnets off my boots this evening took me ages. Carol C is warm and cozy in bed with microwave Ted, and she's a poet and she don't know it. Pocahontas 100 is with us and says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. Simone won £1 on a scratch card. Go me, she says. Well, yeah, how much did the scratch card cost? They cost a minimum of £1, don't they? So at best you've broken even. 69 Phuket says hi to everyone. Boaty's hair is great tonight, says Matron. Oh, Matron, you're very kind. Fluffing my hair well up. Did the builders appear today, asked Kelsey. No, but they weren't due today. Well, in their eyes. No, they have promised, after promising to come on Monday and not turning up, they have promised to come on Thursday, which is now tomorrow. So come on, what do you reckon? Are they going to rock up? Is the skip that has been booked going to turn up? Bear in mind it was booked for Monday. Is the roofer, who's going to put a new roof on, going to turn up? He's been booked for Thursday, but then he was also booked for Monday. No sign of anything. What do you reckon? I don't know what to think about it all. You see, the problem is, the easiest thing in the world would be to just forget about it. It's out of my control. It's out of our control. You know, if the landlord wants to allow himself to be dicked around by shoddy workmen that he happens to be related to, and be 20 grand out of pocket, and bear in mind that all the time this is going on, he's losing income on those premises, then, you know, that's down to him, isn't it? But I've got a personal investment in my mind. It's the Sherpa's Lodge. And so I want it to happen. I do want it to happen. And I can't help but I presume that it's going to happen sometime. It's ours. The landlord's committed to that much, at least. The deal is done. So it's only a question of the work being completed. And I presume that somehow it will be completed at some point. Whether these lot do it or whether the landlord has to take a financial hit or have a fallout and get other people in, I don't know. But the building can't stay unfinished forever, can it? I mean, it just can't. So I presume that it is going to happen. We just don't know when. And yeah, and so all we can do is sit tight, keep our powder dry, and deal with it if and when it happens, or when it happens. See, I'm excited on 3 counts. There are 3 reasons for my excitement. One is that, well, one is a joint thing. One is it's a business venture, it's a challenge. I love that. I rise to that. 2 is it's an opportunity to financially get my head slightly above water, potentially, increase my income. The other thing is the community aspect of it. It could be such an amazing thing for the community. And the third thing is it could be really good for my YouTube channel because I will do a completely separate set of videos for it. And the videos will just be called the Sherpa's Lodge vertical sticky thing, Airbnb project vertical sticky thing, and then the name of the episode. So it'll be like episode 1, getting the keys. You know what I mean? And then episode 2 will be, so it's going to be its own series of videos. And they might do quite well. That sort of thing can do quite well, can't it? I mean, at the very least, I think that as a series, they'll do better than Boaty's Notches, which got an average of 27 views per video. I reckon we can beat that. So, yeah, I'm working on the basis that it will happen sometime. Of course, it did occur to me tonight that one thing I'm not privy to, I know how much the landlord is paying and has paid in advance. I don't know what timescale was agreed. That I don't know. And that only occurred to me tonight. So I'm making some assumptions. The landlord might have had a deal with the builders and they've said, look, you're a relative of ours. We'll do it and we'll do it for you a lot cheaper than it should be. I know it's a lot of money, 60 grand the landlord's throwing at it. But part of me did think, well, and that's why I said I wasn't sure of the standard they were going to work to, because I did think that sounds a bit cheap to me. I know how much it's going to cost us at Clay Cross. So maybe the deal was that they've said to the landlord, yeah, we'll do it for you, and we'll do it on the cheap, mates rates or relatives rates, whatever. But we're going to have to work it around our proper work. And maybe that's the deal. So I don't know. Maybe they've said it. So we can't guarantee what your end date is going to be because obviously we're going to have to give priority to the work that we're charging properly for. Maybe that's the deal. I don't know. It's just conjecture on my part. Good evening, lovely people, says Diane Sturdy. Hi, the Greenwood, says Paul. Oh, Claire says hi. Hello, Claire. Hello, Paul. Oh, this is nice. Some newer names. I've got a half pint left before bed, says 69. Half pint of what? If that's vodka, you're on a winner. Boaty, sponsored by McClelland and Hot Whistle. That was Barry. Andrew says, same here, Simone, but quite a few ads, nearly half an hour of them. But I was a very good boy and left my knob alone, which should make Boatical happy. It makes me very happy, Andrew. Yeah, you will be noticing more videos, more adverts in the videos, darlings. That is because it is November and December, and those are the 2 happiest months for a YouTuber. because advertisers want to advertise more coming up to Christmas. Supply and demand. For those of you who don't know, most of the advertising on content creators' videos is sold by auction. Um, so it's not a set price, it's a movable feast, and it's normally sold by auction. And in November and December, demand is higher. There are more adverts on the videos, and they pay more money, which means that we get more money. So November and December are the months where YouTubers will try and put plenty of content out and fill their boots financially, because January and February, advertisers don't want to know, and your revenue absolutely plummets. Now, it doesn't affect me because I'm a tiny, tiny, small channel. Well, I mean, it does affect me, but everything's relative and pro rata, isn't it? And my advertising revenue is so minuscule that that percentage difference doesn't make a hell of a lot of difference, if you get what I mean. So if my ad revenue doubled, then don't get me wrong, that would be lovely, but it would mean going from like a couple of quid to £4 or something like that. You know what I mean? So not really a game changing amount. Whereas if you're a bigger channel, you know, if you're a Hubner or somebody like that, then that means that instead of earning 3 grand, you're earning 6 grand, or instead of earning six, you're earning 12, or instead of earning 12, you're earning 24. So for the big boys, it does make a real difference. Not so much for me, but it's still quite pleasing to see that my videos are making more money than they normally do. Do you lot actually know how much I earn on a video? I wonder if you do. Feel free to have a guess. Paul had chicken and mushroom sauce with boiled potatoes. Sounding good. I told you what I had, didn't I? Yeah, I just had a little bowl of chili chicken soup with some noodles in, and it was quite nice, actually. Well, it was very nice. Do you know what the nicest thing about it was? The thing that served it in. Hang on, let me see if I've got it. Here we are. One of my favourite pieces of Denbyware. Look, Denby Homestead, 1960s, 1970s. How fantastic is that? Come on, be honest. How could you not enjoy soup served in that? Oh, excuse me, wine burps. Ah, dear. Paulie Galtieri had corned beef hash with Savoy cabbage mash. Oh. This is a British democracy, Bernard. Right, you throw as many Yes Minister quotes at me as you care to. God, we should. Oh, yeah. Oh, we did Father Ted to death, didn't we? We should. Right. Okay. So for the next couple of weeks until we get bored of it, Yes Minister stroke Yes Prime Minister quotes. Get as many into the chat as you can, and let's see if we can. Let's see if we can recognise all of them. Glad you made it safely back, say 69. Them roads looked hairy. They bloody were. They really were. Wait until you see Tamana's video. Honestly, it was bloody carnage on that hill. Johnny Morocco says, isn't cheap wine cooking vinegar? It can be. It can be. This stuff, I mean, I say cheap. I mean, it's not, well, I mean, this is £5.29 for a bottle. So it's not, you know, well, yeah, it's cheap, but it's definitely not vinegar. It's perfectly acceptable. It's inoffensive. It's just not, it doesn't grab you by the plums. Still gets you there, though. Just not as quickly and not as well. A succulent British democracy, unlike the unsucculent, high-fat emulsified offal tube. Do you want to eat bratwurst in the morning with your eggs and bacon? I don't, and I won't. Good old Jim Hacker. What was the Deira wine you liked? Asked Carl Burton. The one I've been drinking recently. It's Sainsbury's Taste the Difference Rioja Blanco. And then everybody saying hello to Carl. Paulie says, let's get Boaty a crate of Chablis for Christmas. Oh, blimey, a crate. Oh. 69 says, Matron, Aldi box for £6, 10 litres. It's okay in emergencies. Bloody hell. And Carl goes on to say, hello, Matron, Andrew, and all the other inhabitants of Boaty's world. Hello to you. Getting warm in the bread basket, says Andrew, or he's wet himself. Chablis or Sancerre wine, asked Carol C. Chablis, every time Chablis. Not a massive fan of Sancerre. And Paulie agrees, Chablis. Even I've put the heating on, says Diane Sturdy, who had her window open last time we were chatting. -3 here. Simone says, my car was frozen over this morning. What is your car at the moment, Simone? I'm out of touch. Is the 75 Coney still the daily? Friday and Saturday here will be 34 degrees, says Andrew. We can talk about diesels on this channel, says Paulie. You can indeed. Officer Crabtree, I was pissing by the bread basket. Oh, but not EVs, hopefully, says Carl. I haven't got much experience of EVs. I had that time with that 71 grand Jag that I made the video about with Big Tall Steve, and I thought that was fantastic. But I haven't lived with one. So, I mean, yeah, I know that I understand all of the flaws, and I understand all of the flaws in the infrastructure and all of that. Peter P says mainland Finland is being pounded by Storm Yari. There's a really good YouTube channel, isn't there? Is he Finnish or is he from one of the other Scandinavian countries? I think he might be. Oh, he might be Norwegian, and I can't remember the name of the channel. I occasionally watch one of his videos. He's a really nice guy. The videos are very good, actually, and I can't remember what the name of the channel is. One of you lot will know. He's in a van, and he's somewhere up in Scandinavia, and he parks up in Storms or by the sea in the middle of winter, and he's out in clothing, and he cooks nice food, and the titles are always something like "Surviving in an Arctic Storm," but I haven't watched one for ages, weeks, months, but they're really good. I enjoyed them every now and then. I must say that I do love the idea. I do love the idea of van life, camper life, whatever you want to call it. I wouldn't want to do it full time, but I totally get the romance of parking up somewhere out in the wild in the wilderness, and it's on my list to do. As soon as I can afford it, then I've had this wish for before YouTube, before Chinese Madam even. It was my plan to get a camper or a van and convert it, and not do it full time or anything like that. But on a Monday or even on a Sunday night after work, drive off somewhere, wild camp here overnight, come back on Tuesday, and the plan was to do that every week. And at the time I first thought about doing it, then it would have been doable because vans were really, really cheap. You could pick one up for nothing. But then the pandemic nonsense meant that prices for all of that sort of thing went through the roof, and they've never fully come back down. But if I'd have been a little bit quicker, I would have done it, because I had cars at the time that I could have sold, bought one of these cheap things, and honestly, that was the plan. And it still is. It's just a little bit, or quite a lot more unaffordable at the moment. But that is still my plan. I do still plan to make that happen. Um, to get a camper van or even a small motorhome, and that will be my thing on a Monday or even on a Sunday night. I shall sod off, and because I totally get the romance of being parked up somewhere against the elements. You're in your cozy little place, cooking some nice food. So it's totally on my radar, and it's totally on the list. And if I can make it happen, I will do. We've got a voice note, darlings. This will be a treat. Oh no, it's not a voice note. It's it's a picture. And it's a picture of Simone's Coney. They're 75 with the is that a different bonnet? Oh well, that's a statement. Oh, and it's 3 degrees in Finland, but feels like -2. Speaking of Finland, Peter P, says Andrew, I caught part of the film on the Roger Melly on the telly last night. Lawn Sky, or Eon Sky. I didn't know it was a finished production. Mike S is with us and says, evening, had snow here in Norwich today. I used to drive for a living, but this is the first year that I'm not, so bring it on for once. Oh, it was Iron Sky. Well, Mike S, I knew that because our Emma is in that environ, and she told us in the Mary Huff management chat earlier that it was snowing, and she was very excited about it. I must admit, I don't get excited about snow. I kind of dread snow. I don't get excited about it because snow here is, quite life changing. Oh, good. The car collection is next Wednesday, says Matron, which is my birthday. Don't forget to pop down to London to wish me a happy birthday, Boaty. Oh, that'll be cool doing it on your birthday. We'll make a thing of it. Me and Mustard will sing happy birthday to you if he comes with me. Beef burger and chips for tea, says 69 Food Cat. And do you know what? I really fancied beef burger and chips tonight. I can't have it, but I really fancied it. Weather and location, snap with Mike S, says Emma. Snow here in Norwich today. See, I told you. I expected it to be colder, Peter, says Diane, but still cold enough, especially in a storm. That's 10 times worse. Oh, and Peter P says, I'm out to sea, plain sailing so far. That's right, you're going to somewhere else, I remember from last night. I nearly died on a canal boat, says Steve Cold, looking for Iceland. Ended up in the sea. Bloody hell. Oh, I'm going to stick to Tesco's. There we are. There we are. Just like Grand Design, says Andrew, every builder says we'll be in by Christmas. Johnny Morocco says, why don't you just get decent builders and pay the bit more for a top-class job? Well, because, Johnny, we didn't order the job and we are not paying for the job. Therefore, we are not in control. The landlord will not sell the building to us at this point in time, although we want to buy it and the money is there waiting. So the landlord has arranged for the work to be done. It's nothing to do with us. And if we were in control of it, then it would have all been open a month ago. We don't mess about. We're doing the same project at the other restaurant, which we own. And having decided to do it, then last week, the architect came in, drew up the plans, planning permission will be sorted. The builders will be in January. They will be the best builders available, and the work will be done in 3 to 4 months, and it will all be perfect. Easy to do when you're in control. Unfortunately, for this project, completely out of our hands. We would not employ builders like that in 100 million years. And if we'd employed them by accident, then we wouldn't be dealing with it in the same way. We wouldn't be accepting it. We wouldn't be putting up with it. I promise you that. Where did it get to? That was it. You genuinely can't find decent tradesmen anymore, says Paulie. They don't get out of bed for less than £90 an hour. Landlord, you should own your own yard, says Johnny. Well, yes, I agree with you. Right, maybe you don't know the whole situation. We want to buy the building. The landlord's not willing to sell at the moment because the property market is depressed. We've offered over market value because we've got an 8-year footprint in that building. So we've got history with it. My preference at this point in time is to just walk away, sell the lease, buy somewhere else. And the brand is strong enough that the brand will travel. So, Johnny, I absolutely agree with you. I think that we need to simply buy a different premises and move the whole kit and caboodle. But again, I've got influence, but I don't have the ultimate decision-making power on that one. Mike S says, I reckon we've got more chance of seeing Boaty go to work in a Bugatti Veyron than those builders turning up. The weather will now be their new excuse. I did think that, Mike. I did think that. Oh, bloody hell. Bloody hell. I can't even think how long it's been going on now. And I genuinely don't know what stage they're at. I mean, the last time I spoke to them last week or whenever it was, it sounds like internally, then the hard yards are done. It's just the cosmetics that need to be sorted. But the place needs a new roof. Now, I know that the roofer is a genuine guy because I spoke to him, if that's the one that they're using. He came, he looked it all over, he put a quote in, but there's every chance that they've looked at his quote. And I was talking with him, and he sort of said, look, and he's a proper guy, kind of my generation, probably a bit younger. And he said, look, back in the day, we'd have done all of this on ladders. You can't get away with it anymore. So I've got to put a full scaffold around the whole building. He said, that's going to cost a bloody fortune. So they're probably going to throw the quote out of bed. So that's probably what happened. His quote got thrown out of bed, and they found one of their relatives or in-laws who prepared to risk health and safety, putting him in prison for 120 years, and just get up there on a bloody ladder. But it'll be one 64-year-old guy on his own doing it one tile a day, you can bet. Bloody hell. If we could just get in there, then I could deal with it then. I'd just bring my own people in and well, que sera, sera. No point pulling your hair out about it, is there? Good evening, everyone, says Ian Hully. Hello, Ian. Hope you're all fine and dandy. I've had cotton chips washed down with a can of shandy, if that's all right with you, Boaty, he said somewhat sarcastically. I have got no issue with your cotton chips and half-pint shandy. That little bit of sarcasm there, that little snidey but amusing remark, is there because I took issue with the lovely Ian having a toasted ham and fried onion sandwichy toasty thing, and I just thought that was wrong. I thought that hot ham is wrong. I thought ham with fried onion is wrong. Ham should be cold with raw onion and tomato in a sandwich with some nice mustard. The activity poll has closed, says Carol C. And the first community get together will involve pongering. More details in the Boaty's World Facebook group, which is becoming quite a cool place to hang out now. Yeah, the old Facebook group. I look forward to diving in there every morning now and seeing what's going on. It's a really cool place to hang out. Do join it if you haven't already. Just jump onto Facebook if you use it. Search for Boaty's World. You'll find a page. Please like that. I'm about to hit 3,000 followers, and you'll find a Facebook group. Join it. We're all in there, and we have a bit of fun. And we organise community stuff and all of that sort of thing. Hello, trifle jugglers, says Captain Mustard. Oh, a new idea for video, says Andrew. Boaty drives hypercars to work in the snow. Hedgehog of Truth question for Sheba. Who's Sheba? Do you prefer Sheba or Whiskers? No idea what that's about. Boaty's Hotel, Farty Towers, says Barry. And then there's a flurry of evenings and hellos. 60 grand, says Johnny. That's a decent conservatory. It's not much for renovating a large Victorian property, though, is it? 56 in the live stream, says Carol C. The Royal Mint sixpence coin ad is feckin' annoying enough, says Simone. Hi, Claire. Didn't see you up there, says Andrew. My cat liked pigeons better than tin food. Found one with a missing head the other morning. Oh, dear. Oh, yeah. Well. Simone says, my November earnings so far is £7.71. Gosh, really? Oh, dear. Why is Hubner always crying poverty then, asked Paulie? Because if you're a YouTuber and you go on and you say, hello, everybody, I'm earning lots of money, then nobody gives you money. And I think Hubner quite likes people buying his merchandise, sending him super chats, sending him this, that, and the other. I don't know what Hubner's financial status is, but I know I know to the penny what a channel earns that is half of Hubnut's size. And if Hubner earns the same as a channel half his size, he's not hurting. If he earns double, he's doing very nicely, thank you. But yeah, if you're massive like James and you own a fleet of Ferraris, then there's no point in pleading poverty. But if you're not massive, and you want people to send you the odd this, that, or the other, then don't go on and say I'm doing really well, thank you. Even if you just want them to not skip the ads, I don't know what Hubner earns. I could guess. Well, actually, I could work it out if I wanted to. If you know what the CRM is, and I do, then you can just take their views and multiply one figure by the other, and boom, there you go. And then on top of that, you know that there's fan funding, channel memberships, merch, sponsorship, all of the other things. That's why these American channels are able to do that. Right, this is what this channel earns, and this is what that channel earns. And YouTubers get really upset about it because they don't want people going out there telling the truth about what they earn, because whatever, they still try to pretend they're poor and humble. It's an interesting thing. I've said this before. You can work it out yourself. I've done it when Carol Ann was asking people what do you think I've earned in my first month? Then I took a baseline CRM that I took from my own figures. I took her views, I multiplied one by the other. I had my guess, and I was within a few quid. I was really quite accurate. So it's not difficult to do. Um, and that's what these other YouTube channels do, and websites do. There are websites that you can go on, type in a YouTube channel name, and they will tell you what they earned in the last week and in the last month and whatever. But then the YouTubers get up in arms. Now, the video I saw about this was a YouTube channel called Gary Eats. And one of these American YouTube channels had done a very nice complimentary video about the Gary Eats channel and said, this is Gary Eats, he does this, he says this, blah, blah, blah. And then they said, and this is what he earns. And a couple of people have kind of jumped onto his own channel and said, bloody hell, we didn't know you were earning that much. What's all that about then? Bloody hell. Not everybody. Some people were saying, good on you. I enjoy your videos. I'm glad you're earning a fuckload. But he and a number of other channels, Bold Foodie Guy, for example, they have done their own videos refuting it. And they've done a video saying, right, you may have seen a video and it says, I earn this much per month, but I don't. I just don't. But in every single video, they don't tell you what they do earn, which makes me think, well, they're just lying. They're just lying, right? If you don't want people to think you're earning what logic and computation will tell anybody who wants to do the maths, if you want to say you're not earning that, then tell people what you are earning. If you're offended because a YouTube channel makes a video about you and says with some justification that you earn £5,000 per month, then put the figures. Do your video, but don't just say, yeah, no, I don't earn that, right? If you want to be out there, then put the figures up. Put a screenshot of your earnings in your video. I would do it. So, and if you don't want to do that, then shut up, quite honestly. If somebody wants to do the figures, work out what they say you're earning, then just shut up about it, unless you're prepared to actually show that, no, I'm not earning that, I'm earning this. Because otherwise, what's the point? You're just guffing hot air. And even if they did that, it wouldn't be the truth anyway. Because once you get over a certain size, then YouTube isn't even the majority of your income. The majority of your income comes from product placement, corporate sponsorship, all of that sort of thing. See, Simone was honest. She told you quite categorically that she has earned £7.71 this month so far on her YouTube channel. Ask Hubnut, see if he'll tell you. Mustard says, I haven't noticed any increased earning these months. Oh, God, I have. I really have. I've noticed that just on other people's videos that I watched. I watched Sean's video today or yesterday, and seriously, there were adverts every 3 minutes. I mean, you need to screw the loaf a bit. So you need to open the door to the additional revenue. So when it comes to monetizing your videos, you need to go into the ad placement section and you need to tick all the boxes and say, yeah, put ads in every 3 minutes, please, and make them long ones and put some non-skippable ones in there. So you've got to do your bit, it doesn't all get handed to you on a silver plate. You've got to tweak your own advertising settings to make the most of it. But it's well known that in November and December, the revenue from advertising really does go through the roof, and the volume of advertising goes through the roof, just exactly the same as it does on television with Christmas adverts and whatnot. So if you're a YouTuber, you've got to take advantage of that, because Jan, Feb, March, this doesn't apply to me, darlings. I'm not a YouTuber. I don't earn a living from this. I either earn a little bit of pocket money, or I don't actually earn anything at all, because I spend more doing what I do than I actually earn from it. But I know how it works because I speak to other people and whatnot. So yeah, in November and December, you need to pump out all of the content that you can. You need to make sure that all your advert settings are tweaked. You need to make sure your videos are the right length. And that's why everybody's getting into all of this Vlogmas thing. And it's just anything that you can come up with to make a trend like Vlogmas, which means that you can put up a video every day instead of doing it every 3 days or something. And it doesn't look like you're money grabbing. It looks like you're setting a trend or following a trend. Then it's all acceptable. But it's just cashing in November and December, because you know that in the new year, you're going to be really hurting because your ad revenue is going to fall off a cliff. And that's what it's all about. I've got a Denby teapot and cups, says Paulie Galtieri. I never use mine. I'll post them to Boaty. I'm going to get Denby, because Denby is just down the road from the restaurant, for those who don't know. So there is definitely going to be a Denby dinner set in the Airbnb. It's everything that can be Denby will be Denby, but I haven't decided which pattern yet. Probably be whatever one comes up. It won't be Homestead. Homestead is what I collect here. I've been collecting it for years. Haven't bought any recently because I've been poor recently. But I have got a lot of Denby Homestead stuff from the 50s, 60s, 75s. Boaty earns 75 quid, says Carol C. What for a video? You're having a laugh. I had homemade beef burgers, says Mike S., with triple cooked beef dripping chips, and it was lovely. It sounds lovely. I never watched Yes Minister, says Simone. You don't know what you missed. My cat won't eat meat, and that's not a joke, says Steve Hulk. Paulie says, Boaty, I don't want to obliterate the whole of Eastern Europe. Nice one, well done. Neither have I, Simone. Yes Minister, says Andrew. Best thing that's ever been on television. It's brilliant. Boaty's favorite. Oh, bless you, matron. Boaty's favorite wine is here. 6 or more for 25% off at the Mo. It is, yeah. I'll show you what I'm drinking tonight, darlings. It's if you're on a tight budget, it's relatively palatable. It's a Riaca Blanco, £5.29 a bottle, price matched with Aldi or Lidl or both. But if you can stretch to it, the Taste the Difference one is so much better. And as Matron said, it is on 25% off at the moment, but you have to buy 6 or more, and I couldn't do that. So the cheap one it is. I know my place, darlings. Diane Sturdy said he's a smooth-tongued, cold-eyed, hard-nosed, two-faced creep. I said, trying to be fair. Not Boaty, a Yes Minister quote, just to be sure. And that was... and the next line to that was, I'm sorry if that sounds harsh. Not at all. You should hear what his permanent secretary says about him. I remember that. It was that was in the run-up for the new PM, wasn't it? I can't remember the character's name that they were talking about, but I remember that. And that was Jim Hacker talking to Humphrey. No heating on here, says Mustard. Down to 12 degrees in the parlour. I'm glad I don't live with you and I feel sorry for your wife and children. Why would you subject them to such inhuman temperatures? Oh, classic one. Well done, Bad Books. Sun readers don't care who runs the country as long as she's got big tits. Yep, that was Bernard Woolley. That was one of the greatest scenes from Yes Minister, and it was Jim Hacker replying to Sir Humphrey. Uh, don't tell me about who reads the papers. I know exactly who reads the papers. And then he went through all of the papers, and Humphrey said, "And what about people who read the Sun, Prime Minister?" And that was when Bernard chimed in. Sun readers don't care who runs the country as long as she's got big tits. Finland is not in Scandinavia, says Peter P. Oh, my bad. That's the only reason I wish I could drive, says Matron, to own a van or camper so I could just run away by myself when I need to. That will happen for me. That will happen for me. Okay, a tiny bit at the top, says Peter P, but it doesn't really count. Oh, so I wasn't entirely wrong. My previous cat cost me more in vet bills than my 4-litre XJ40, which was 100% reliable, says Paulie. My son's birthday tomorrow, says Diane Sturdy. Can't remember where I've put his presents. Presents in my safe place somewhere. Yeah, all decent people hate peas, Matron. Tricky chaps, builders, says Peter P. We all wanted to succeed, Boaty, even if you have to relocate, says Paulie. Oh, bless you. Matron's put the link up to the Facebook group. Bless her. She's a good one. She's a good one. 69 has just joined the Faceache page. Have you ever met anyone for the first time? Yeah, that is one of the questions you have to answer. I think I might have been drunk when I said them. Oh, dear. Have you ever met anyone for the first time? Oh, dear. Oh, another voice massage. Good. Here we go.
Boaty, don't forget to pound your box like you stub your toe on it.
Oh, yeah. God, it's midnight, darlings. Oh, it's box pounding and reading through comments and buggering off time. £1. There it is. $1. $1. Pounded. There we are. And I am going to get off quite rapidly tonight, darlings, because I'm a bit sleep deprived. Honestly, I was talking to Sean for so long last night, and I kind of woke up early this morning because the sun was shining. And I wake up early when the sun is shining. It makes me feel optimistic and makes me want to go out and do things. And I couldn't because the sun might have been shining, but Christ, it was -3 outside. And Pocahontas has pound that box, all done. The Prime Minister giveth, the Prime Minister taketh away. Now that was a very early one. That was in that could have been in episode 1 of the original Yes Minister, when Jim was made the minister, the Minister for Administrative Affairs, and they immediately, bloody Humphrey and Bernard immediately set him up for a fall just to keep him in place from the word go. And of course, the follow-up line to that was, blessed be the name of the Prime Minister, but said under his breath. Hubner earned enough to buy a tin of plywood and foam for Bella the Belingo. Good to be here, says Josh Homan, and it's wonderful to have you, Josh. Yeah, it's amazing that, isn't it? It's amazing that you. I remember old hubby when he was did the New Zealand thing. And was sofa surfing and whatnot because he couldn't possibly afford a hotel, and then spent $4,000 on that GSA as soon as he came home. Matron says, regarding adverts on YouTube videos, I have less time in November, December to sit through adverts, so I just don't watch the video. Well, how selfish. I met hubby once, says 69, a bit hyper. Simone's going to make a film on Friday. Well, that'll get you £7.71 up, won't it? Thank you, says Josh. Just stumbled on this channel. Good evening to one and all. That's how we all ended up here. We just stumbled on it, me included. Don't get me wrong, says Matron, but regarding ads again, I'm happy to watch the average amount of ads, but when they come up every 4 minutes or so, I just bail. I took Boaty's advice, read the ad tray, says Andrew, who is now my favourite person in the world. Made a coffee, went outside, pulled down the blinds, fed the muggies, paid a visit to the loo. Thank you. Thank you. A free croissant with a little app. I love the New Statesman, says Simone. Alan Bastard, says Andrew Buttigieg. I love Alan Bastard because it was Rick and written by Marks and Gran, says Matron. To the Manor Born was also a great show, says Ian, with Richard DeVere and Audrey Forbes Hamilton. It was a great show, and that was, of course, Peter Bowles and the lovely Penelope Keith. I woke up early this morning because the sun was shining in my room like the Encina Solaris, says Matron. Same with me. I was up early, couldn't get back to sleep for exactly the same reason. I went to sleep stupidly late, but I was awake at 8 and I couldn't get back to sleep, so I got up. That's what the sun does to you. Has anyone heard from Neil and Sophie recently, asked Mustard? Yeah, Sophie was on the live stream on Sunday. And I've been messaging Neil and Soph as well. But yeah, Sophie was on the live stream on Sunday, the Sunday lunch, which was lovely. I'm fed up with the AI ads for the salt trick to get. Oh, right. Oh, okay. Oh, there we are. Right, I have ploughed to the end of the comments, darlings, and despite the fact that 50 of you are still present and correct, and I'm very grateful to you all for your time and approbation. And I would like to. There've been some new names in here tonight, and I love that. So thank you to all of you people who are new or relatively new. Thank you for stumbling across the community, and do well, subscribe, join us again. We're here every single night and sometimes during the day as well. And there's a Facebook group and we meet up in real life and it's all wonderful. You'll love it. You'll regret it if you don't, honestly. But I am knackered, darlings, and it's cold. And honestly, all I want at the moment is to get a shower, get some food, clamber into my lovely feather bed and fall happily asleep. So say your good night very quickly and I'll give you a minute or so. Oh dear, Weinberg. Excuse me. I'll give you a quick minute or so and then we shall all bugger off, won't we? Oh, just checking the comments. Thank you for watching today's video, by the way. There will be another one tomorrow. It is another drive to work. I know it's a little bit repetitive, but it was, it was a little bit eventful, and I filled you in on some news and stuff. So there we are. Okay. Right, that is it, darlings. Thank you so much for your company tonight. I really appreciate it. And all that's left is to wish each and every one of you a safe and peaceful night. I hope you're warm, comfortable, not living with mustard in his 12-degree brutality. And oh dear. Yeah, have a safe and peaceful night. I wish you all a good day ahead. I hope that you're able to take a little bit of joy from it somewhere, somehow, and above all, take really good care of yourselves. And if you're fortunate enough to have people who you love or who love you, then take really good care of them too. The candle will be relit at 11 o'clock tomorrow night, Thursday Night Live. Oh, was Emma on tonight? I completely forgot about it. We were really busy at work. I didn't get a chance to pop in. I hope it went really well. Anyway, candle will be relit tomorrow night, 11 o'clock. Join me if you can. Much love from me and good night. And on that note, pachoo! And indeed, oh yes, bosh. Stay warm. Night, love.